What's up, guys? It's your friendly neighborhood realtor, Kyle B. Jansen with Sage Executive Group Real Estate, and this is your market update for the month of May. Looking at the residential market, benchmark prices moved to $685,900, which represents a 2.02% increase year to date. Average days on market moved to 63, which represents a 9.78% increase. New listings moved to 376, which represents a decrease of 21.57%. And there were 139 total sales, which represents a 14.27% decrease. And current inventory moved to 1,040, which represents a 17.39% decrease. And lastly, months of inventory moved to 7.48, which represents a balanced market. Now moving over to the condo market, benchmark prices moved to $370,700, which represents a 3.81% increase. Average days on market moved to 82, which represents a 3.30% increase. And new listings totaled 178, which represents a 19.58% decrease. And there were a total of 54 sales, representing a 26.91% decrease. And current inventory totaled 615, which represents an 8.75% decrease year to date. And lastly, months of inventory moved to 11.38, representing a buyer's market. Now moving over to the townhouse market, benchmark prices moved to $477,700, which represents a 0.62% increase year to date. Average days on market moved to 68, which represents an increase of 7.10%. And new listings totaled 131, which represents a decrease of 20.73%. And total sales moved to 54, which represents a decrease of 19.75%. And current inventory moved to 396, which represents a decrease of 11.41%. And lastly, months of inventory moved to 7.33, which represents a balanced market. So one of the biggest questions I've been getting is, how are prices staying so high? So let me explain. During this COVID-19 pandemic, we saw listings decrease, and then we saw sales also decrease, and they decreased at the same amount, approximately. And because of that, we have actually seen prices remain stable, and in some markets, they've actually increased. So a lot of people keep asking me, are we going to see deals in the Okanagan? What is happening with the housing market? And it's a great question. I think the most interesting time is going to be in the fall, September, October. That is when anybody who deferred their mortgage because of COVID-19 is going to have to start paying it back. Most of the banks allowed people to defer up to 6 months. So that is essentially when we could see people defaulting on their mortgage payments. Now, I personally don't want to see that, but if there is going to be a correction in the real estate market, it's going to happen in the fall. Now, keep in mind, the BC government as well as the federal government are going to do everything in their power to stop our housing market from collapsing, because if our housing market collapses, we are going to be in a massive recession. And of course, they don't want that to happen. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the fall, but if there is an opportunity for deals to start happening, I suspect that it will happen in the fall or the third quarter of 2020. As always, it's Kyle B. Jansen with Sage Executive Group Real Estate. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Okanagan, I'd love to help. For more information, please feel free to contact me directly, and I'll see you in the next one.